Good morning. I was waiting for my stream to show up in my desktop overlay, and it was probably 15 seconds. I was like, wow, it's a long time. Good morning. We are in Humberside in the UK, and we are getting ready to do a cross-country flight. Looks like it's going to be a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how well everything goes. And just want to make sure everything's kind of working okay. Yep, working that way. Alrighty. So we're in Explain 11.55 R2, and looks like it's probably going to be the last version of Explain 11. So looks like there's going to be an Explain 12 coming, and can't wait till I can put my hands on it and kind of play with it. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get going here. So I have a checklist here, and so I'll click on next.
OBS sim sound.
So sim sounds, are we? Yep, that works. That's good.
Check. Mod mic in position.
Mod mic it is now.
Check. OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Check. OBS streaming.
Yeah, I can see it in.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
Yep, that's one. That's one. That's one. Yep.
Check. Fly with Lewis sound script.
Yep, got it here.
Check. AVI tab plugin.
Have a tab. Yep, got it.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
I checked it earlier. We're good.
Rep maintenance log.
And I also checked that earlier.
Check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector.
They're on both?
Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve.
Pushed in?
On. In. 6 beacon.
On.
On. 7 avionics switch.
Off.
Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture.
Cut off.
Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH, then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture. At engine start.
It's on now.
3 engine.
We're
RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture.
so good.
Lean max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. On. 8 instruments.
So instruments. Let's look at the compass. West going towards 24. About a mark. Oh, make it about a mark. And then elevation. Elevation here is at Humberside is 121 feet. So back a little bit. That should be good. That should be good. Click.
Set. 1 brakes.
Alrighty, we got a good enough for our start to get ready. So so does the master switch still say it's off? Looks like it's off, because it certainly says it's on here. I wonder if that's just kind of the delay in the stream. That could be that, I suppose. But for the checklist to work correctly, both the master battery and the master alternator both have to be on for that checklist to be happy. So it's Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Alrighty, we gotta wait a little bit to get the engine to warm up, because Rep won't be happy. So let's do a couple of checks here. Let's Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 20.
Alrighty. 20, I have that set. So that's cool. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, weather at Echo Golf November Juliet is scattered. Visibility is unrestricted. Winds are 182 at 14 knots. Cloud coverage is 1,700. Few clouds. 4,000 scattered. Current altimeter is 2988. Temperature 15 dew.13.
Okay. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a cloudy day today. I plan on flying about 1,500 feet, so I think I'll be okay, but if not, because I'm running real weather and real time, so it could be entertaining. If it gets too bad, I'll just change the weather a little bit, so. But I would much rather fly real weather than kind of fake it, so. Okie dokie. So it looks like I'm warm enough, I can certainly taxi. So, kinda. So runway 20. So that ain't quite giving me, oops, take this off. That's not obvious what runway that is. Oh, well, whoops. This is a Vive Pro 2. So this is I've owned a Vive. I've owned a Vive Pro. I've owned a Valve Index. I've owned an HP Reverb G2. I currently have a Vive Pro 2. And I also have Pimax AKX. Which one do I prefer? I prefer this headset. It is, for me, it's clear. Oh, thanks for the follow, Dan. I stream VR, and the stream VR I need to have Steam VR tools in my cockpit. The HP Reverb G2 did not allow me to do that cleanly. There was always a compromise, so that's why I ended up buying the Vive Pro 2, and I've been happy with the decision. So wasn't cheap, but actually I paid a little bit more for my Vive Pro 2 than I did for my original Vive Pro. So it wasn't that much more money. It was less than $100 more. So, and a few years after. So I'm pretty happy with that decision. So, but I base all of my opinions are based on iStream VR. So that is not very few people do this. So so that has a lot of influence on what I think is a better headset. The Pimax AKX is a pretty nice headset. It's not as clear as this one is, though. The pixels are spread out more, so it's not as clear. So that's kind of why. So, alrighty, let's go see if I can find this runway. First, I better get permission. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi. Oh, thank you. What I do is rare. Let's make sure I'm on the tower. 124905. Oh yeah, sure. So my you can actually see in the you should be hopefully you can see in the webcam. This is my yoke. This yoke here is a Fulcrum 1, so I'm going to shove the yoke all the way forward. That's 8 inches. I'm going to pull it all the way back. That's 8 inches. So the yoke goes in and out 8 inches. When I roll it to the left and the right, that's 90 degrees. So that's my yoke. The pedals that you can't see are MFG crosswind pedals, and they are best pedals I've ever used. So the same way as a yoke, I haven't found a yoke that does what this one does. Price. My yoke is about $500. My pedals were about $450, I think, somewhere around there. How do I judge whether it's a value or not? 1 hour in a real airplane and a real 172 is about $250. I base all my hardware purchases against that. The yoke and the pedals are all the hardware I use. Everything else, so in other words, when I run my trim wheel, when I run my throttles, when I run any switches, all of that is done. All of that is done with my VR controllers. So, and it is, for me, it's the most immersive VR experience that I've had. I also use Microsoft Flight Simulator. No, it does not. I don't find a need. The developer is looking into it, but I don't necessarily see the need. It does what I need it to do, and it would be kind of nice if it had it, but boy, you'd probably add. I'll bet you it would be more than $500 more. I'll bet you'd be in around $1,500 if it had force feedback. I'm just guessing, but that's what I think it would be. But so that's the only hardware I use. It's pedals and yoke. Everything else is done. All these adjustments I do 2 ways. One is I can adjust with my VR controller. I also have a program called Plane Command that I can do things with voice. So that also kind of helps in VR. So, alrighty, why is the tower not happy with me? Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 20, hold short runway 20.
Okay. She finally talked to me. Maybe I had to give her a break. So, I believe the taxiway is this way. We'll find out here. I got fences all around me, behind me, so. Well, actually, there's a taxi, there's a Let me look here. Been around. I think this is the runway. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure. Let me look here a minute. Nope. No, something's wrong. That is, whoops. Come on. Give me a second here till I find the find the runway. This is not the runway I'm supposed to be on. But it's kind of like how I have to get to the runway, to the right runway, so. So I got to taxi down here a little bit. There's some runway signs. Gotta do it, see if I can figure out which way to go. Okay. So, which way am I gonna guess? Let's do a small turn here. I think I need to go this way. Yeah. So I gotta go up to the end of this runway. Let me get turned around here. No. I am a former student pilot. Whoops.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf advised when ready for departure.
I'll certainly do that. Alrighty. This is runway 20. There's two runways here. One is a little runway. One was 2,000 feet, and the other one is 6,400 feet. So I just had to get myself, and there was no, on the side I was on, there was no taxiways to get me here. So I'm going to spin around over here. Actually got like a nice little yellow line here. So I'm going to park right here for just a second. Yeah, until Microsoft Flight Simulator has VR controls, let me back up a bit. I off and on try Microsoft Flight Simulator in VR. It doesn't work well enough for me in VR to stream it. I would love to stream it. I really, really, really would. But I have to make too many compromises to do that. And until I no longer have to make the compromises, then I just won't stream it, because it's just not fun for me. And when I'm streaming in VR, I'm having a blast. It's fun, but I have not yet been able to get that experience in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Pilot in real life, no. I am a former student pilot. I had 108 hours in 172. So a 172 is my comfort zone. I'm really comfortable. But kind of stress of work kind of drove me out of the cockpit, and so instead I fly in VR, and it's the closest thing I've ever done to flying in a real airplane. So, well, we'll tell her I'm about ready, and we'll get this show on the road. So because there was no taxiway, I had to do a back taxi. So now I'll get clearance here. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 181 at 14 knots, altimeter 2988, cleared for takeoff. Runway 20.
Okay, I'm on 20. Cleared for takeoff. We're good to go. I plan on cruising about 1,500 feet. That's kind of my my plan here. There we go. Up we go. Let's go fly. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh boy. This may not be good. Oh, this may not be good. Alrighty, I got to be on the heading of 292. I may have to change the weather. Well, I'll just play it out. Let's see how it goes. It's not terrible. So it's a left-hand pattern here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm 500 feet above the runway, so I can make a turn. So I'll go ahead and make my turn here. And I got to get to a heading of 292. Oh. Yeah. Next version of X-Plane will be even better, so. Alrighty. So, let me pick it up a little bit. Where's my altitude at? I'm just trying to stay away from this airport. So I made a left-hand turn. I'm just trying to get away from the airport. And this weather is really looking bad. So I got to get to a heading of 292. I'm at a heading of 60 right now. So I got to do some more turning. Yeah, and if I get up to 1,500 feet, this is going to get a bit undoable, I think. So I may have to change my game plan here. This ain't going to look good. Alrighty, got to pull the power back to about 2,200. And I'm just trying to judge this weather. Trying to get the plane trimmed up here. I forgot some switches, turned taxi off. Nav strobes are on. Trying to get the plane climb a little bit. Come on, climb. A lot of mine was trial and error, but (292). I don't know if this is going to be doable. Because I'm supposed to be in VFR, and this is not VFR for me anyhow. Come on, let's get myself back under control here. Come on, let's climb. I'm running. Okay, at least I'm on heading right now. Got to get the. Oh, crap. Alright, at least I'm on the right heading. I can still actually see the ground. That's okay. But I gotta get up in elevation here. I want to be at 1,500, and I'm pretty anal about this. That if I pick an elevation, I want to be within 100 feet plus or minus, and I'm not there. So, come on, climb. Information. There's a website called explain.org, and that is a pretty good resource for all kinds of information. So that's kind of where I hang out, and so that's like a pretty big resource of different information, and you can legitimately, I mean, ask any kind of questions there, and they will, yeah, it's a huge resource for Explain, for sure, and understand, I've been flying Explain VR for, let me think. I started, Explain released native VR on Christmas Day. This coming Christmas will be 4 years ago. So, I started using VR. I looked at it. I didn't have any VR at that time. I kind of looked at it, and I'm the author of a program called Xatic Panels, which is basically how people use Xatic, the radio panel, the multi-panel. It's how backlight information panel and switch panel. It's how people in Explain use those panels. I'm the author of that. So I also kind of knew that if I get bit with this VR bug, these panels are going to be kind of useless. So I kind of knew that going in, and but I looked at the people that were using VR, and they thought it was pretty cool. So I decided, okay, let me order a VR headset. So I did. I ordered a Vive, and I might be able to work through this weather. We'll see. So I ordered the Vive. Probably a day after Christmas. My birthday's the 9th of January. The Vive come on my birthday. so I kind of like went, oh yeah. so it come on my birthday, and I was quite impressed. So I used it about a week. And I was using the same add-on I'm using now, the Reality Expansion Pack. And so it makes the plane realistic. So I didn't wait for the plane to warm up. So I was flying out of my now home airport, Erie International Airport. And I didn't let the plane warm up. And so 1,000 feet above the ground, after I had taken off, I'm hearing the engine go, cough, cough, stop. I'm looking, there's a prop stopped in front of me, and the engine, I killed it. So I'm like, okay, well, in real life, I would fly straight ahead and find a place to park, put this down. I said, I'm in a flight simulator, what can I do? Did a really gradual turn. Just turned it around, I got the runway underneath me, did a fairly good landing, and from that point forward, I never flew in a 2D screen again. I only flew in VR because it was that immersive, that close to real life. It was just amazing. So that's kind of my story on how I started with VR and how I continue to do the same. The only time I went back to a 2D screen is if when Microsoft Flight Simulator come out, I wanted to try it. But I ended up buying a Track IR just to get the experience, because there was no way I could just fly it with just a hat switch. I just couldn't do it. so I bought a Track IR until VR come out for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you're a pilot in real life. What kind of planes do you fly? Little bit off course. Oh, okay, okay. I've flown, when I first started flying, I flew ends. So, you know, the carb heat and all that good fun stuff. And then they migrated to SPs to all fuel injected. So, so that's what I was flying when I quit flying. So I've flown both kinds. The fuel injected were so much easier. You know, you didn't have so much to worry about. Oh wow, cool, cool. Yeah, I probably about 10 solo. Never got my ticket. I was close, but just never got my ticket. I think you call this scud running, I think. The only good thing here in England is there ain't a lot of mountains, so. But I'm on course about 36 miles away from the airport, so. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Glad you stopped by, and yes, when people chat, I will interact. I absolutely interact. I enjoy it. It's fun. But as you notice, like when I was trying to get myself lined up on the runway and all that good stuff, I'll tend to focus on that and not pay attention to chat. But I will try to catch up as soon as the workload goes down. Because I really like to fly fairly realistic. So that's pretty nice out there. That's pretty cool. Okay, look, we'll see you later. Thank you so much, Dan. Dan, I have a YouTube channel, same name, so in case you're interested. I archive pretty much most of my flights. I archive them on YouTube. They're pretty cool. Working out better than I thought I was going to. Alrighty. I think I got a city coming up here. That water actually looks pretty good today. That's amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, when you get completely overcast, it's different. That's what it is. There's some windmills over there. The reflection, though, is pretty neat. Oh, the cooling towers. Oh, wow. They'd look a lot better if the weather was better. But those are cooling towers. That's a chimney there. I assume this is a power station. Huh? Yeah, you can see the power lines leaving. They look really good. That's pretty nice. Where you can actually see the individual wires of the power lines. That is pretty neat. Those are big cooling towers. I got a big old chimney there. Wow. I have no idea where I am, but yeah. So it looks like that's neat. So right next to a power station, you have solar panels. That is slick. That is slick. So those look like railroad. That looks like a railroad. Oh, that ain't a road. That's railroad. Oh, too cool. Way too cool. So we got another one over here. Wow. Better get back in the cockpit. Oops, off course. We'll fly over this one too, and then I'll get back on course. We'll jump out of the cockpit again. Yeah, changing the anti-aliasing made a huge difference. Normally, when I would look at them wires, they would just sit there and just flicker. Now I can look at them and they look like they're supposed to look like. That they're wires. That is so neat. That is impressive. Yeah, those are definitely those, because you can see there's a train there. Those back there along that power station was railroad tracks, a lot of them. Yeah, and I can just look and just see the wires of the power lines. That's pretty cool. That's really, really neat. Wow. Man, there's a bunch of cooling towers here. Oh my goodness. This is pretty cool. I didn't quite plan on this. Looks like we ain't got them quite placed where they belong. I wouldn't think you'd build two of them side by side connected together. Probably not, but... Alrighty, better get myself back on course. We got more of them over here. Wow! Which is actually on course. It's like power plant, the power plant neighborhood. That is bizarre. So 20 miles out. So happy with how well those lines look. This looks so good. That is neat. Alrighty, where are we going? NM. Going to Leeds Bradford. That's elevation 600 feet. So tower is 120305. So let's turn you down. Whoop. .305. Okay, so we got that in the in standby. We'll go over and buzz this guy. I'm about 18 miles away from the airport, so we're doing good. $17 miles away from the airport. I didn't quite plan on seeing this many power plants this morning. It's pretty neat. So right now, those lines are kind of like shimmering like I used to see them. So it may be related to where the sun is in relationship shimmering off in them. It could be that. That's a pretty good sized power plant here. Wow. And you can see all the rail lines in this area. Rail lines over there. Power lines, cooling towers. Pretty neat. Oh, there's a policeman down there. Huh. Alrighty. Back to business at hand. Whoops. I'm a little misaligned here. Let's get myself lined back up. Not quite. Close. That's good. All right. Zoom out a little bit. So when I get about 10 miles out from the airport, then I'll make a call. I've dialed the tower frequency in my standby, my COM1 standby, and so I can flip it and make my initial call to try to get permission to land. Let me pull this down a little bit. So, 1600, 14. Looks like we're going to be landing on 14 by the looks of it. We'll see if I guess right. It's the advantage of running live weather, where I can look at a weather report and kind of guess where which runway's in use. So it's always kind of fun to see if I can guess right. So I normally am pretty close. Oh, this is a lot of fun this morning. So 11 miles out. So yeah, so readability of my headset. So I can like look over here and see on the 530. I can see what the distance is, and I don't have to lean in to do it. I can just look over, and it's 11.2 right now. Now it's 11.0. So I can just look at it and see what it is. So and it's all related to the resolution of the headset. I don't the native resolution of the headset I have is 2448 by 2448, and the resolution that I'm basically feeding X-Plane is about 2390, something like that. So I am a little bit under native resolution, but if I can look out and see the lines on a power line while I'm flying along, can I just look and see the distance on the 530 without leaning in, then it's probably enough resolution. So, and with reasonable frames. So we'll flip it. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Squawk 1200 altimeter 2985, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 14. Call downwind.
Cool. So, I wouldn't say that I guessed. So what I did is I looked at the winds. The winds are 160 at 7 knots. So 160, look at the first two digits, 16. Try to find the runway that's the closest to that. I've got a 14. That was the closest, so that's kind of how I do that. So it looks like I'm kind of set up to do a downwind on runway 14. So we'll see how that works out. It's not too bad. You can actually see quite a way, so I should be able to, when I get probably 5 miles away, maybe a little closer, I should be able to actually see the airport. So if it's 680, means I probably ought to get up in elevation a little bit to get the pattern. So I'm actually flying a little bit too low. But I got to kind of pay attention to the clouds. And if I'm kind of on heading, pretty close, then I want to end up being on the right-hand side of the airport. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. And if I remembered correctly, when I kind of looked at the map, Sky Vector, it said this was kind of the stadium. There's two of them. Pretty neat. That's pretty cool. That the area here is fairly urban. Lots of filled up a lot. So since I'm not far from the airport, I'd probably better get back in the cockpit. Here's another one. Okay, I'm off a little bit. So, the airport's 3 miles away. I got myself set up in this better. That's it, it's right there. Awesome. So I'm going to pull the power back to about 2,000 here. Looks like we got a hill over there that could add to the entertainment. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 14. Helps to hit the right button. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 14.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 14.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 171 at 8 knots, cleared for the option runway 14.
Okay. This is going to be a little bit more entertaining. It's always good when you're kind of approaching a airport to kind of see what your surroundings are. There is a hill over here, but it looks like it's far enough away that it should be kind of a non-issue. Okay, I'll beam the numbers. Airspeed's in the white. 1 knot of flaps. So we got nothing too high in between us, so we'll go out here, try to get it to a 45-degree angle, trying to keep parallel with this runway. The hill kind of is a little disconcerting. Okay, we're good. We'll go ahead and turn on base. Not too steep a turn. Second notch of flaps. Oop, almost overturned. There's the runway. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 171 at 8 knots, cleared for the option runway 14.
Okay. Yeah, just the way the terrain is. So you got a hill over here, you got a valley here, and basically the runway's kind of on a little bit of a plateau. It's a little interesting to try to do the right depth perception for this. So, but all in all, not too bad. Not too bad. Weather's turning out better than I thought it was. Oh yeah, long display threshold here. We can clearly gonna make this runway, so I'll put the last notch of flaps out. Trying to be pretty close to where the numbers are, but gotta get past the threshold. Start flaring. Now, that was awesome. Kind of a strange runway here. See if I can get up. The runway's going uphill like pretty dramatically. I mean, pretty dramatically. I had to like make sure I had enough airspeed so when I come off the ground I could fly above it. That was pretty cool. Very, very, very cool. Good but late flare. Really? I should have been flaring before? Oh my goodness. I didn't think so. Alrighty. We got to be on a heading of 13. So I'm trying to get 500 feet above the ground. Then we can go ahead and do a turn. So a heading of 13 would be a bit kind of towards north. So we'll pull power back like the 2200 or so. Keep doing a gradual turn here. So that's 30, 20, 10, my directional gyro is off by a little bit. That's all better. I thought I was on course and I wasn't, but it was because my directional gyro wasn't lined up with the compass. Is now. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, when I looked at the weather report before the stream, I wasn't quite sure how well this was going to turn out. Actually, it's turned out pretty good. It actually, close to the ground, it's not bad at all. I mean, I actually seen that airport 5 miles away, which is kind of unusual when it's hazy. So, but absolutely did. Part of it probably was because it kind of sits up on a plateau, so. So, not necessarily. What's my next airport? Well, we'll wait a little bit. So if the airport was at 600 feet, then the elevation here is a bit higher than where I came from. But where I came from was pretty much on the coast, so. Try to get it level right now. 2200 RPM and trying for some level flight here. I'm flying a little bit higher than I had planned, partly because we're a bit higher above the ground. The ground elevation is higher than where I had been flying earlier, so. So the next airport's 34 miles away. Each one of them today is about that, maybe. I think the longest one was the first one was 50 miles away, and then the next ones are 30 or 40, something like that. None of them are above 50, so just the first one. So it'll be a little bit quicker stream than I did yesterday. So. Oops, stadium. Okay, cool. Kind of something pretty big there, so maybe there's a school or maybe a college or something, you know. Because everything else around it is pretty, it ain't like this is in the middle of a city or anything. There's some filled up stuff over here, but a lot of open spaces in between, so interesting. Get a little hillier out here. Alrighty, back in the cockpit. Yeah, a little bit off. Not too bad. Close enough. Yeah, my normal seat position, I like to see just a little bit of the cowling, not a lot. You know, it's just kind of because my objective is I want to be able to see out underneath the wing. I'm a high wing airplane, so I want to have that visibility when I'm doing pattern work or yeah, coming in to land, that kind of stuff, so that it's unobstructed. So I have never in real life flown a low wing airplane. I need to probably do that in the sim, kind of see what the difference is. So when you look over here, you wouldn't be able to see the ground. So you'd almost have to look up here. You'd have to look in front of the wing to see the ground. So it would be a completely different sight picture. That'd be kind of different. What's the temperature? Yeah, 52, okay. Whenever you... well, that was different. That there was a scenery load, or a weather load. That changed dramatically. It just did. I just got a weather reload. And I mean, it is markedly better. Because all of a sudden, boom, it was like, there's no haze on the ground anymore. There's some clouds, but yeah. Oh, you missed my landing. I did a butter landing at Leeds Bradford. It was great. I had great approach. Everything was perfect. Yeah, these could get a little dicey. But it looks like I could get underneath them. No. What do? So I go on SkyVector, and I'm flying in, currently I'm flying in the UK. I have Orbx True Earth for Great Britain, and and I have it for all of Great Britain. So I'm flying in the UK right now, and I'm gonna have to get under these clouds, I think. So what I do is I go on SkyVector. How thick are they? Yeah, let's go down. So I go on SkyVector and I pick out airports. This doesn't look good. I wonder how thick this is. Temperature's 52. As a VFR pilot, I'm not supposed to do this, but we're gonna see how bad it gets. So I pick out airports that I want to fly to, and make sure I don't fly through to RAF airports. I wonder how thick this is. Oops. This ain't good. Yeah, this ain't good at all. Yeah, this ain't good at all. I'm just trying to pay attention to my instruments. This is really weird stuff. Because that's really, really dark above me. Da, 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 da. I got 20 miles to go. It was actually going really good until this last weather reload. Yeah, I did that. I did that. I didn't think I was, but I did that. Yeah. It's hard to keep on course. Wow. I did my best. I really wanted to experience that. Like how disorienting really is it? It was incredible. Where I was just watching my airspeed and I'm like, because the way the clouds are coming at you, it's like extremely disorienting. Yeah, that, wow. I just went, okay, I've experienced it, that's enough. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to NV. I'm glad I did it. And stuck it out, but that was scary. Yes. Yeah, cause I didn't really ever understand, like, why would the clouds be disorienting until you actually see them coming at you. And that's what it is that they're coming at you, and your mind's trying to figure out, what does that mean, you know? Yeah. And right now I seem to be a little bit lost. No. No, I was only VFR pilot, so no. You know, when they give you the training, you, no, they simulate IFR training, so no, I've never, that quite frankly was my first real IFR experience, and, I had, come, just give me a minute. Hmm. I'm not sure if my bot will let it. You can try for sure. I got spun around 180 degrees. I was looking at my distance indicator and it was going the wrong way, so that's how disoriented I was. Wow. That's amazing. Sounds good. I guess not. My bot, I must have the blinks turned off. Sorry. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, because I was looking at my distance, and I'm like, why is it going up and not going down? So I got so spun around in that, in the cloud. Wow. Man, I'm glad I did that. So evidently it was just the turbulence in the cloud that was just really mucking with you. Wow, cowie. Yeah. I'm probably burning too much fuel. I hadn't planned on doing this detour. Yeah, I usually put about 17 in, so and normally when I'm done, sometimes the low fuel light is on. So the plugin I'm running is called Reality Expansion Pack. So it basically makes the there's an airport over there. It makes the airplane more realistic. So the other day I was streaming, and I was getting ready for a downwind, and so I'm on the downwind, and I looked, and I had probably 5.5 gallons of fuel, and I had to make that airport and then the next one. I went, I'm good. all of a sudden I'm trying to do like a teardrop to turn around and get lined up for the downwind. And all of a sudden I look and I've got low fuel warning. And I'm like, how the heck is that possible? I mean, it was within a minute or two. And so I kind of like, what the heck's going on? Somehow, it was almost like there was a fuel leak. Like, so I went ahead and I just cheated and went in to weight and balance and just filled it up with like half tanks of fuel. And by the time I was on final, it was down to like 5.5 gallons again. I was like, what's up? So I did a touch and go and went to the next airport. It was 60 nautical miles away. I had to refuel 3 times before I got to the last airport. There had to be a leak that was getting simulated somehow, some way. I still don't know what was going on. And I had like pulled the mixture back to really lean it out. It didn't make any difference. It was too crazy. Okay. Yeah, this was burning. This one had to be burning. Wow. 40 or 50 gallons an hour. I never seen a Cessna burn that much fuel. Okay. Wow, that was really exciting. Yeah, ours was kind of a fixed rate. So you paid like a fuel surcharge, so you didn't actually pay for the fuel. Well, you did and you didn't. You paid a fixed rate for it. Because you just call them up and you call the fuel guys up and top the tanks off or whatever was appropriate for the flight. I normally when I was flying had them topped off, so. Alrighty, let me get my 119. So. $805. So yeah, with the VR controller, so I can go in and I highlight the big knob, and then I pull on the trigger, and as I rotate the touch controller, that basically spins the knob. So when I come back here and I highlight the outside one, that's the inner knob. So that's how you adjust your frequencies. In the same way as I come in here, I highlight the flip. If I highlight it and then pull the trigger, then that'll flip the frequency. So I can do it that way with the VR controller, or I can do it with voice and actually say what I want the frequency, either standby or the active. So it works quite nice. I'm really happy with how well it works. Yep, this should work. The controllers I'm using are valve index controllers. The thing I like about them the best is that they're here. I don't have to hold them. They're on my wrist, on my hand. And so I can fly an airplane. I can land. And they're always with me. I don't need to worry about setting them down someplace. They're always with me. So I've used those. I've used these ever since they come out. As soon as they come out, I bought them, and I bought a Valve Index headset after I had bought a pair of controllers. Yeah, so, let me see if I can show you. Can you see my fingers sticking up through? Is that possible? Can you see my fingers? So my fingers are like free. So that's basically, yeah, so I, after the first 5 or 6 hours of learning how to fly an airplane, I finally was taught how to trim an airplane. I didn't know that before. My first instructor didn't seem to know that was important. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Whoops. We'll try this. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is clearance delivery, go ahead.
I didn't want clearance delivery. Whoops. Helps to be on the right frequency. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Got the wrong tower frequency. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Squawk 1200, altimeter 2983, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 23. Call downwind.
Okay. So, airport's 4 miles away. They will if I do them, but I choose to be lazy. Alrighty, where is the runway? Got all these red lights. I think it's over on my left. Maybe not. Nope, it's right there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just making sure. I learned a while back to since I'm not using autopilot, altitude 120, need to be a little bit higher here, to dial my heading bug into the runway heading. It helps me make sure that I'm aligned for the runway, and it works quite well. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 23.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 23.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 171 at 14 knots, cleared for the option runway 23.
I found that I cannot do both of them calls at one time. She'll ignore me. So So I break them into 2 calls, and does seem to work. Yeah, this works okay. I'm pretty happy with it. So we're a little bit low, a lot. So we got the end of the runway there. We pulled power back a little bit more here. Hold up on the yoke a little. Get the airspeed to drop a bit. 1 notch of flaps. So elevation's 120 feet. Trying to have about 1800 RPM here. Okay, we should be good. Turn on base. Try not to turn too steep. 1 more notch of flaps. I'm gonna square it up here. Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 171 at 14 knots, cleared for the option runway 23. A little bit high here. Okay, gotta get on a heading of 345. Gotta get 500 feet above the ground. Looks like I'm there. So I'm gonna do a left-hand turn and do a shallow turn around the airport till I can get on the course. Oh yeah. Oh. I love doing pattern work actually, but I also kind of like doing this. I kind of like just flying to airports that I've never. Some of them I've flown to before, but maybe not coming in the same way. But just finding the airport, making the calls, and doing a touch and go. So that a touch and go, I mean, you gotta kind of like have your head pretty well screwed on there to make sure you can get it landed, and then give it power and let's go. You know, so I kind of enjoyed this also. So, oh, thank you. Let me tell you, the yoke helps. It really, really does. I can just feel it, you know. And that's what you said about force feedback. Yeah, I can see a benefit, but
This yoke is so awesome where I can just kind of pull it and I can see it. You can see it. You can't feel it in your butt. Nope. You could if you were in a real airplane, but not here. But I can see it. I can see the sight picture just changing slightly. Move it back. Oh, too much. Let it off just a little bit, and just let it kiss the runway. So I yesterday. Yeah. You have to relearn. You have to learn to use the sight picture for your butt. You can do it, but you have to learn how to do that. And let me tell you, that was it took me a while. It took me a while to get to that place where I could. And I am like way too high here. Where I would get where I could do that. So yeah, I'm like 2,500 feet. I'm 1,000 feet above where I should be. That's okay. I'm out of the traffic pattern. So we got to get on the heading. We're just about on course. So I think, yep, got one more airport. Looks like I got enough. Yeah, I got enough sun. I'll be good. Yesterday I run out of daylight. My last landing was kind of in the dark. Not kind of. It was in the dark. I could not believe how disorienting isn't the right word. You couldn't tell how far you were above the runway in the dark. So I mean, I landed with, wow, I think it was like minus 500 feet per minute. It was bad. It was just really bad for me. But that's what it was, is that you couldn't depth perception. You couldn't judge the depth perception because it was dark. So I was not really using my instruments as much as I probably should have. But I was trying to look outside and judge it, failing miserably. Nope, did not bounce, just hit hard. Yeah, I did just a little bit of there we go. When I was doing my training, we did a night flight, and when I was getting ready to like line up for the runway where I thought it was, I was actually lined up for the tower. And this was in Erie, Pennsylvania. So you've got all the lights of the city, and then it's like just blended into the airport, because the airport is pretty much in the city. So it was really hard to determine where the runway was, and I missed by a lot. So my instructor kind of grabbed the yoke and straightened me out, and he says, "That's not where the runway is." I went, "Oh, okay." But I mean, at the time, I didn't have much hours. Maybe, I doubt if I had maybe 10 or 15 hours at the time, maybe more, but I don't think so. It was pretty early in my training, and I didn't like night flying after that. So I normally don't fly at night. So, but yesterday the stream went bad. I had to restart the stream, and so I was probably 45 minutes late, and so it'd be 45 minutes later than what it is right now. Actually, a little bit more, and so it was dark. So. 345. So 27 miles from the last airport. Yeah, These here are originally these MFG crosswinds. They were not. They were too easy to move back and forth. So they have an add-on that's like a hydraulic damper, and so you can adjust like how hard you have to push them in and out, and that's made a tremendous difference. Where sometimes I would easily like overcorrect, and then you overcorrect the other way. Though the damper has helped tremendously to kind of alleviate that. So I've been pretty happy with them. But I also kind of knew that I wasn't going to put the money. I just wasn't going to put the money in real flight lessons. So try to have my home flight simulator as close as possible to a real airplane, as close as you can get. So, and so far I'm quite happy with what I fly with. I'm not looking for anything else. Yeah, the Fulcrum one, I think actually I was at Flight Sim Expo in Las Vegas or Orlando. I don't remember which. But it was the first time they were showing the honeycomb. And I looked at it, and it looked really, really nice. And so I was all set on as soon as they were released, I was going to buy one. And but after that, I seen a live stream of the Flight Sim conference in Cosford, England, and they were demonstrating this yoke, and I looked at it and I went, "Oh, that's really awesome." So I decided that I would hold off on buying the honeycomb, and I'll see what I needed to do to get a hold of this one. And so I went ahead and I contacted the developer and emailed him, and we chatted, and so I says, as soon as you I says, I was going to get a honeycomb. I said, I'm going to wait for yours. Well, COVID hit, and because of COVID, he was going to have the boards, electronics built in China. The company that was going to build the boards had to close. So he ended up getting a hold of somebody in the UK to build the boards. So needless to say, all of that stuff got delayed. So I think I waited about 8 months before I finally was able to order one. So, but I am so glad I waited. So, because I had a SATEC yoke before, so. And it was a SATEC, the Cessna version, the version that the yoke turns like 90 degrees left and right. But it's not this yoke. Yeah, so I have a flight plan in here, so I have a magenta line to try to keep me kind of keep me on track, and but I don't use autopilot. I want to fly the plane. It's kind of why I sim, is I want to fly the plane. I don't want to just park it on autopilot, let it fly now. That's just not what I want to do. And the other way is so I control the direction, the heading, and then the altitude. I control that just by trimming, and what I'm seriously paying attention, normally can keep the altitude pretty close. So in a cloud, not so much. So we're 19 miles out from the airport. It says 11 minutes. So Dan, where do you live? I live in Erie, Pennsylvania. Actually, I live outside. Oh, okay. Yep. Fully understand. I actually live in Harbor Creek, outside of Erie, Pennsylvania, but I trained in Erie, Pennsylvania. No way. Oh, that is awesome. You'll like this story. From 1971, let me think a minute. Yeah. From the middle of 71 to the end of 72, I lived in Izmir, Turkey. I was stationed with the Army, with NATO forces. So I spent a year and a half in Turkey in early 70s. That's too cool. And I lived in Izmir. I lived at NATO. The base I was stationed at only could the barracks. The barracks would only hold about 30 people. There was 300 people stationed there, so even single people would live off base. So I lived in an apartment, the time I was in Turkey. I lived in 3 different apartments when I was stationed there. Normally you would share an apartment, so Izmir was awesome, no doubt. Better story. 35 years after I left, we revisited Izmir, Turkey. So we were there for about 2 or 3 days, and so I got back, and I actually found the last apartment that I lived in. It actually was still there, and I found it. Me and my girlfriend, we found the apartment that I stayed in, because it was the apartment was kind of the first floor. The apartment that I stayed in was about half a floor off ground floor. So it was like on the street. Most of them were like 8 stories, 9 stories, maybe 10 stories. This one was 5. It was unique. It just stuck out. So too cool. That's awesome, Dan. Wow. You made my day. And when I was there, I was a kid. So I was 20, 21, 22, something like that. I was a kid. So you didn't really appreciate the history of Turkey. Just did not appreciate it. So a lot of the places that I should have went to, I didn't go to. But one thing we did was on the way, because we stayed in Izmir, but the field operation branch where I worked at was outside. So we would take a school bus from the NATO headquarters and go to the base. But we would go by a Roman aqueduct on the way there every day. So every day you go and it's this part of the scenery. You see an aqueduct, a Roman aqueduct, and you go. Well, that's kind of cool, But I mean, you're a kid, you don't appreciate it. So where do you live in Turkey? Like a little tank farm down there. I have to admit, oh wow, yeah, because we were stationed with, Yeah, with Turkish. We were stationed with Turkish and Greek forces were stationed with us. So yeah, and I didn't quite realize the animosity between the Turks and the Greeks, but I learned that when because they would play soccer like every Sunday, and against each other, and it was quite interesting to watch. I better make my call. Let's see here. Get on the right one. And T. 119705. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Squawk 1200 altimeter 29er77, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 25. Call downwind.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I got the heading right. 2425. Oh, wow. Yeah, before I got sidetracked with flying, I have to admit, I've probably been almost 30 countries, and I have to admit that the Turkish people are probably one of the most hospitable people I've ever met. That they just seem that way. That my experience with them, anyhow, and it's just been my experience that they're just really hospitable people. So. Okay. Oh, it was NATO. It's fine. NATO. It's fine. Yeah. The only during that time, part of it, maybe most of it, was Turkey was like under like military law. So like kind of instead of having police officers on the street, you would have soldiers on the street. So that was something to kind of get used to, where the people on the street patrolling had machine guns. So that was kind of like a little bit of a wake up call. But like I said, I was a kid, and you just kind of assume that that's just the way it is, you know. So, but that was quite different. So. Alrighty, we're 4 miles out from the airport. All I gotta do is find it. I see a rabbit in front of me. 25. And the rabbit looks like it's going the right way. Okay. It's one thing I noticed, that at night, when you have all the lights for the airports on, sometimes the airports and runways are easier to see. That'd be the right distance. There's a rabbit there, and 3.5 miles away. And yeah, the only thing, like, you know, so you're you know, it's kind of like a NATO headquarters. So what you had to do was you would have to put on your fancy clothes and do kind of do like what the heck did they call that? Some kind of ceremony, and where you had to have your spit shine shoes and you had to have a special helmet on. It was hilarious, and so you had to do kind of like a drill. So let me look here a minute, see which way I'm gonna go. Alrighty, so I gotta turn this way. Yeah. So this is the way the runway's running. So I gotta turn this way. I gotta do a teardrop here, spin around, and get lined up to be on the left downwind for runway 25. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, great flight. So yeah, so I had to do that kind, but you didn't have to do it often. You had to do it maybe, I don't know, once every 2 or 3 months, something like that. So yeah, I fully understand that. It's kind of it makes having spent time there, it makes me sad, you know, because I kind of know the country that I knew when I was there seems to have changed, and so that does make me sad, you know, because the people, like I said, were just great. I mean, and I was glad that I had the opportunity to actually like live on the economy, you know. So I got to you know, to kind of as best you can as an American in a foreign country, to kind of try to experience the culture as best you can. Because my maid, she invited me to like a Turkish wedding. That was just like an experience I'll never forget. It was like just too cool. So, alrighty, let's spin this guy around here. See if I can get ready to do a proper landing. So I'm trying to do a standard rate turn here, and I'm trying to get my heading bug down in the bottom so that I'll be lined up for a downwind of runway 25. There she is. Kind of come on around here. So let's pull some power back. Whoops, a little too steep here. Yeah, that's from my standpoint, that's what I'm seeing. You know, is that it was Ataturk kind of wanted it to be kind of a secular society, and it seems like it's going away from that. And so at least that was my understanding from the time I spent there. So Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 25.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 25.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's why I was glad that I had the opportunity to visit it again. You know, like 35 years after that. That was a good time to go, and it just seems like it's changed from there a lot. So, alrighty, there's the end of the runway in the white arc. 1 notch of flaps. So I'll let the plane start to descend a little bit. What do we got? 266. I can't descend too much yet. It's amazing how far away you could see them rabbits. Alrighty. On the base. 1 more notch of flaps. Try to Not lose too much airspeed here. RPM went down just a little bit. Trying to keep that where I want it. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 182 at 6 knots, clear to land runway 25.
Alrighty.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway when able.
Did a butter landing and you told me I had a poor flare. Love it. That's there. Find me a taxiway here. Some of these airports, they don't have the blue lights on the taxiways, so makes it. There's a taxiway right there. Oh my goodness. Let's go up a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty good. They weren't happy with the flare. I don't know why. There's taxiway. Kind of looks like my kind of place here. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear with the active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say again.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of the active runway. I don't know if this is really for general aviation parking, but I'm just going to pick a spot here. It spun around. Put parking brake on. Yeah, Stallhorn will work if I flared it even more, the Stallhorn would go off. But I've got to flare it pretty much to get it to get the Stallhorn to go off. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I was hearing. Is when I was there, Ataturk was a very, very beloved person, and that doesn't seem, at least some of the people there don't seem to remember that. So that's kind of sad, you know, because I remember the statue in Izmir, where it's a picture of a statue of Ataturk with his finger pointing pointing towards Greece. So I absolutely remember that. That was kind of, that's one thing you kind of remember, those kind of things. You know, it's kind of the point, you know, so, but like I said, it was, I enjoyed it so much. I really, really did. It was a lot of fun, so. But it's really, really great to meet you. This has been fun, so. Oh, I guess I'm going to call it a day. Time we got, 1 o'clock. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, so 2.5 hours. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could certainly understand that. I could certainly understand that. I wish you well. I wish you well. And drop by anytime. It was a lot of fun. Glad to meet you. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And you really made my day. You don't have any idea how cool this has been for me. Thank you. So I'll call it a day, I guess. So let me get the let me follow my instructions from my instructor. Turn off the avionics before you do anything else. Now we pull back the mixture. Kill the plane. Alrighty, the rest of it goes off. Oh, so cool. So cool. And yeah. Yeah, and then this is how, if people want to interact with me in chat, I absolutely will interact. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's part of the reason I stream. Well, that's kind of cool. There's a car with a there's a car with like a camper, a camper behind it. I don't know where the heck why he was on the airport, but well, hello Iowa. You just kind of caught me at the end of the stream. At least I got done before it got dark today. So I'm gonna call it a day. And to everybody else, if you if you like this content, please click on the follow button, and so that you'll know when I go streaming. And I see the software Microsoft Flight Simulator is. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much. If tomorrow the Microsoft Flight Simulator software update 6 is supposed to come out, so I probably won't stream. I'll probably wait and get that installed, and then see how VR wise that turns out. Hopefully it's like better, and but I'll just have to see. But we'll kind of go from there. I got a ceiling fan coming on Thursday that I've got to install, so that'll take some time to finish that off. So, but other than that, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks much, guys. Have a great day. I know I've had so much fun today. Thank you.